everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today, friends, we are going to be working on another Hobonichi process video. So I haven't been doing these as frequently as I did previously, of course, because I'm working in a undated just grid or graph paper, a notebook from Hobonichi. So it has the same buttery thin paper as the Hobonichi, which I absolutely love. But as you can see, there's no dates, there's no months, there's nothing on here. So it's just really freeing for me personally because I can pick this up whenever I want. I can take months off, or I could do a ton of spreads in a month. And I just really like that feeling. I get the best of both worlds for me. I still get to do Hobonichi stuff, but I don't have to have the pressure of trying to update daily. And I do love the dailies. I love looking through people's dailies, and hats off to you if you are doing a daily journaling exercise because it is difficult. So here I am starting off with what I always start off with, which is my washi tape. So I did pull out some specific washi that was like black cat or black and white themed, because this spread is mostly going to be about the new little kitties that showed up at our house almost 3 weeks ago. Tomorrow, I'm recording this on Thursday, June, I don't know what the date is, June 19th. So tomorrow will be 3 weeks since we've had them, and y'all, they are so tiny. So we'll get into more stories about them here soon. But I did pull out a little bit of washi, so you're going to notice some kitty cat washi here and there. Also, I kind of forgot, but as I was looking through my Hobonichi caboodle, if you remember, I put a bunch of Hobonichi supplies in a caboodle way back when I first started one of my original Hobonichis that I was sharing, and that's over here in a video somewhere. I'll link my Hobonichi playlist below if you are wanting to binge any of those. But I did fill up a caboodle with a bunch of Hobonichi supplies. And so I got these little, they're a perfect size for me because whenever I'm doing these smaller photos, I love to print them off at like a 1.5 by 2 inch rectangle. That's kind of my go-to size. So there's these little packs that I got on Amazon. I don't know if I have the link to those anymore, but if I do, I'll link them below. But they're probably in one of those older Hobonichi videos, perhaps, if you want to look at. I'll link it below, the one where I introduced these. But anyway, point is, they're about that same size, 1.5 by 2 inch little rectangles, and they have like landscape designs and skies and things like that on them. But they're really nice for a background for those little photos. You can see that I offset them a little bit so that you could see the color peeking out, and it was just something different. What I've done in here so far is I usually do a like drawn border with my mild liner markers, so I decided to do something a little bit different. Of course, I also have that larger photo of me holding one of the kitty cats, and that I just put into the Pick Frame app. There's a lot of ways where you can take the background out of your photos, but that's the one that I personally prefer. And I just kind of make it into more of a sticker looking photograph. So instead of having the background of like the green grass and things, because we were outside in that photo, and it's like a big square, I like to go ahead and take that background out so that whenever I cut it out, it looks like more of a sticker. So just like always, I try to get all of my bigger things into place first. So all of my photos, which I printed off on sticker paper, white sticker paper, I'll have that link below as well. All of my washi, any of these bigger stickers, these are the Bando sticker books. So a lot of times they are a little larger and have like bigger sentiments on them. So I'll stick a few of those into place. A lot of times I have my actual just sticker book that I use for like BFF challenges and stuff. I'll have that close by so I can add on a few smaller stickers here and there. So you'll see me doing that. And then I usually go for my larger titles. Sometimes you'll see me flipping through because I am usually trying to have a variety of colors throughout my Hobonichi. So I noticed that I hadn't used this purple, which I love this color purple. So I'm going to use this for my title. So I was going back and forth for a second, but I decided to place my title around this photo here instead of just up at the top where I would kind of traditionally put it at the top. And I thought that that was fun. I really like to wrap text around pictures and stuff if I'm able to. So I like the way that this looks. So I just wrote kitties and I said, OMG. I'm going to add an arrow that says wow on the opposite side, really just to incorporate that same purple onto both sides. And then of course, as I'm adding things in, it's always like a puzzle. So sometimes I will add more doodling. I might add more of those little hearts or stars, different things like that, just to fill in the space. So I'm always just kind of playing around. I never have a plan before I start these. I always just am playing around, adding things in and just fitting things where they will go. So these are the majority of my bigger pieces, but who knows where we're going to go on this journey. I think I do next probably color in a couple color blobs. So at this point, I like the way this looks, but I really like to add in color. You know me, I love color. So I think, soon going to grab out a light purple. Oh, here's where I was looking for my pin. So actually I had to go in the different room and go find my pin that I wanted. But anyway, okay, I'm going to outline these. But then I'm going to grab the light purple and I'm going to do a couple color blobs, which I like to do to, they kind of act as dividers for different topics of stories. You'll see that as I go, like different things that I add into the color blobs. And also it just adds more color to the spread, which I really like. I always like to add in any additional color pops where I can. So here I'm just going to be outlining this and then we'll get going. So while I'm adding on a few other things, I'll tell you a little bit about the kitty. So if you've been following along with my project life, you will have already heard about them. But if not, I'll give you the brief rundown. So like I said, about 3 weeks ago, these kitties, 2 of them, showed up on our back porch. And it was already kind of a rough week with the animals because Penny had a UTI and she had to go. She's totally fine. She's been back for a follow-up. And Lasagna was acting really like lethargic. And I think maybe he got in some sort of little fight with one of the other cats. And so I had to take him to the vet as well. So when me and my mom got back home from the vet, she went down to her house and I was at my house and I was just letting Lasagna out of the cat carrier and I heard the dogs. Here's where those color blobs come into place that I was talking about. But I heard the dogs barking. I could tell they were barking at like something. So I went over to the back door and we have these little concrete steps. And on one of the steps, 2 tiny black kittens were sitting there. Like literally one of them had its little paws up on my windowsill. Like I have doors that have, big glassed in doors and up there looking in. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh. So I went outside. I had some cat food, some wet cat food, gave them some cat food. And then I could hear, as they were crying and making noises, I could hear more coming from these bushes and trees that were outside of our fence. And sure enough, there was 2 more kitties over there in these like sticker bushes. So I had to go over there and rescue them. And I put them up on the little step with the others and gave them food and everything. So there was 4 little black kitties and they were not pleased with me. They were hissing. They were doing the most and wanted me to leave them alone. But of course, they were tiny. I didn't know what in the world to do. So we have this dog run at our home. We live on 8 acres, so we have a lot of space and stuff. So we have this dog run and we decided to put them in there so that they would potentially be safe in there. There's huge fence and there's a big part of it is covered. So it would be covered from any rain or anything. There's these big dog houses in there so they could go in there. And we put the cat carrier, we did everything that we could. We put a cat tower in there. We did all the things. But as the weeks have progressed, they figured out that they could squeeze through the fencing because they're that small. So they started to, whenever I would go up to feed them and check on them and love on them, they started to follow me back down to my house. So I knew that they weren't safe anymore. So we've had to, unfortunately, move them into one of my parents' extra bathrooms. So it's not ideal, but it's what we've had to do. And let me tell you, it's a mess. They are a mess. They don't quite understand the litter box. If there's any suggestions for that, I would love it. If there's any cat experts in the chat here, because I don't really know what to do about it. I've been trying to Google it, but I have multiple litter boxes in there. I got the sandy unscented litter because I read that maybe they would like that more because that's not typically the kind that I use for like lasagna. And I'm just not sure because the problem is we're not around them all the time. Like we're not in there with them all day. So whenever I notice that they need to go to the bathroom, I can't just set them in the litter box, to try to like teach them. So I don't know. But right now we've basically wall to wall the floor with pee-pee pads and we're just having to deal with it. So it's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. And again, 4 more kitties that we did not ask for. They just found us. And y'all, this would put our cat total up to 11. Now we live out in the country and that's just the way it is. But all 11 of them, I just want to say, all 7 that we currently have, we didn't seek any of these out. They just came to live here. And then we have had to get them their shots, get them fixed, all that kind of stuff. So it's just been quite a ride over the last few years with all these kitties. So that's kind of the rundown of the story. And as I've been chit-chatting here, I'll let you know a few other things that I did. So I did add the color blobs. I outlined everything. I found a cute black cat sticker from Pipsticks that I added in. You'll notice I have a couple different black cat washies as well that I loved being able to use. I found a cute bandeau sticker of that girl on rollerblades, and it of course has nothing to do with my story, but it really goes well with the color scheme. So I wanted to add that on. And then I started to add my journaling. So what I tend to do is I'll do those smaller color blobs that will be like a title. So I can keep all of my different topics separate. So I have the quadruplet black kitty. So that's another thing. They look identical. Like they are just the same exact cat over 4 times. So really, really cute. But anyway, I added all my journaling about the kitties, and then I'm seeing if I want to put any more stickers in place, anything like that. And then I'll just add on my other journaling. So I really liked that kind of magic 8-ball there. And there was one other black cat that I was really considering, but I just couldn't find a good place for it. So it had to stay in the book. There was a little cat paw. I just added it to the bottom. The bottom, there's a little like kind of meme tweet kind of thing that I wanted to add in here. It also has no relevance to the kitties or anything, but it kind of goes along with what's been going on in America over the past like month or whatever. So I just wanted to add that in as well. So here I'm doing a little bit more journaling, basically just about life right now, just like different things that have been going on in general throughout this month. And also just planning a couple easy, small summertime little trips, like little weekend trips. We're kind of going easy on traveling this year, but we do have a couple smaller things in play. And then also I've been planning out all of my summer scrappy videos for YouTube, which I'm really excited about. And I feel like I have some really good series coming up. I have a summer junk journal coming up, which I'm excited about. I've got a bunch of fun papers for that, and I can't wait to do that. That was a project that I really liked doing over on Patreon, like using a children's book and doing like an altered children's book. So I'm planning on doing that soon. I also have plans for some sticker stuff. I want to do a DIY sticker book, some sticker organization plans, stuff like that. So those are upcoming over the summer. And then lastly, I have a really fun book that I'm going to be looking through, The Art of Memory Keeping, and we are going to be doing some of the projects in there for like 3 different months. We're going to work on different projects from that book. So that one I am just itching to do, and I'm really excited. So lots of fun videos, upcoming videos, and different series that I'll be starting over here on YouTube. So here I'm going with the next page. I added on a sticker of those little eyeballs because it matched well, but I am going to change those out. Here I'm doing a couple more of those little color blobs, and here I'm going to be talking about doing voice memos with my friend Casey. So my bestie Casey, we've been friends since high school. I met her when she was like 15 or 16, and I was just a little bit older than her. And we were in newspaper class together. We bonded a lot in high school, and we've always been really close, but it's been really fun over the last couple of months. We started to send voice memos back and forth, and it's been such a joy. It's like I have a little podcast, and I just pop them on while I'm doing different things around the house, and I just really enjoy leaving voice memos back and forth with her. And honestly, we've gotten even closer over the last couple of months, believe it or not, just by doing that. So I wanted to mention that as well. Then at the bottom, I'm doing a currently list, which is something that I pretty much do in every single spread because, like, in this book, they've been spaced out, as I've mentioned. So this is my only spread so far for June. Only had one spread for May, a couple for April before that. So there's not like everyday documenting. So by the time I do a new spread, I can totally do another currently list because my currently stuff is going to be totally different. So in this one, well, first I'm using the same little 1.5 by 2 like little book that I was talking about at the beginning of the video, and I'm just freehand cutting out a few little hearts, which I love to do. So I'm just adding those in place. I just think that they're cute, and I wanted something over here in the corner. And then as I do my currently list, I'm only going to talk about what I'm watching, listening, and reading. So right now I am watching, besides like Buffy and things, which is kind of an ongoing watch. I've taken a little bit of a break from Buffy right now, although I love it and I want to continue it, but I've just had other things I've been watching. But I have been really into Big Brother 19. So if you're a Big Brother person, that is the one with Jess and Cody, and also Josh and Paul's second season. So it's been crazy, drama filled, and has got me completely hooked. So that is the season where when me and Will did our rewatch in 2020, we rewatched 10 through 18, but we didn't make it to 19. And when me and Casey, I rewatched those with Casey and she'd never seen them, we also watched 10 through 18, but not 19. And then I've gone back and watched a bunch of the really, really old seasons as well, but it's really fun. So I've been watching that, listening a lot of Surviving Sister Wives podcasts, because all of the like the reunion kind of tell-alls are on for Sister Wives right now. So I've been listening to that. Also the Rewatcher, my Buffy podcast as well. And then for reading, I really have been so bad about reading this year, y'all. I mean, I have read like 2 books or something, but I do have the audiobook for With a Vengeance, which is the new Riley Sager summer read. And I always really enjoy Riley's books, even if they don't always like end the way that I want, or whatever. I enjoy the ride, and he's one of my favorite authors. So I'm excited to listen to that. But I did only just start it. So it will be a little minute until I complete that. So I added all of that info on, and then up here at the top, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, because originally I was thinking that my currently list would probably go in this purple blob, but then I ended up moving it to the bottom. So here I just wrote out black cats in a little title, and then I'm just writing again about the total of the cats and how we've always wanted a black cat though, and now we have 4, and it's just like, wow, how did this happen? You know, that sort of thing. So I think the majority of everything is in place. I am going to cut out one more little heart, and then it takes me a minute to figure out where it's going to go. And then I add just a couple other small, like little lines of color just to add in a little something here or there. So I'm going to just pop in the last bits, and then I'll give you a like slowed down close-up of everything. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed this process video. I'm always really happy to get back into Hobonichi, and I think that's what's so great about not having the pressure of documenting daily or weekly or anything. It's like just whenever I'm feeling it and I am inspired to get going in the Hobonichi, I'm able to pull it out and do a couple spreads, and it always makes me really happy, and then I don't have the pressure of being forced to do it whenever I'm not really feeling it. So I still am really enjoying the Hobo, and I'm excited to document more summer adventures as these very, very hot, very, very humid summer months approach. So I hope that you guys have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a like, and please consider subscribing. And like I said, I'll be back super soon with lots of other fun summer videos. So have a great day, friends, and I will talk to you later. Bye, y'all.